the next thing I'd like to cover right quick is putting matrices in calculators. So I kept talking during the introduction about using matrices in computers. And that's because that's pretty much how we do it. That said, a lot of people say, well, then why do we study this at all? Because my computer does it for me. Well, that's because at some stage, somebody has to program the computer and teach the program how to do it, teach the computer how to do it. Also, if you know how matrices work, that when you have really, really big matrices, it can take a really, really long time to do it. And there are actually many different ways to solve problems. So it's important to know what's going on by hand so that when you have a large problem, you can solve it quicker. You can sometimes, just what I did actually for my dissertation, is one of the things that I was doing is cheating kind of and teaching my calculator, not my calculator, but my computer, teaching my computer how to solve matrix problems faster. And there are people that dedicate their whole lives to solving matrix problems very, very quickly because these problems are big and they have applications in industry. Distributors like Amazon and things like that, they're always looking for ways to improve their processes, and one way we do that is by teaching the computer how to solve it faster. So even though I'm teaching you how to do this on your calculator, I don't want you to make the mistake and think, well, I'm doing it on my calculator, so I don't need to know how to do it in real life. One day, you may need to know how to do this in real life. So I'm going to show you both ways to do it. And of course, you'll have your calculator for tests probably, so have fun. All right, do whatever way makes you happy. So let's see if I can put this matrix that we've been messing around with the whole day into my calculator. So if you go into your calculator and you're going, if you have something that looks like mine, I have a matrix thing right here. See, it says matrix. So I'm going to say second matrix. And I have names, math, and edit. So names, these are my existing matrices that are in my memory. You can see I've already got a matrix. I've got a 2 by 2. Well, I want to get rid of that. If I click over to math, these are all the different functions that I can do with a matrix, and we'll talk about some of those in this class. And then I can go over to edit, and this is where I can change the actual matrices that are on my calculator. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to the A, and I'm going to hit enter. Now, see what's immediately asking me for is a size. It's not going to let me go over there. But I had a 2 in there before, so I had a 2 by 2 matrix. Well, so before I can even tell it what my matrix is, I have to tell it what size I want it to be. So what size is this matrix again? Remember, it's a 2 by 3. Right, it's a 2 by 3 matrix. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say it's a 2 by 3. And I will say, yes, putting in matrices in your stupid graphing calculator is extraordinarily awkward. It's much better in a TI-89s if you have one, but you probably don't. So you see now I have a 2 by 3 shape to fill in my information. So I'm going to put in a 1. Come on, enter. 6, enter. 3, enter. 0, enter. 5, enter. 2, enter. Okay, so I've got 1, 6, 3, 0, 5, 2. Now again, we're going to learn how to do stuff with matrices, and you might think, well, I can just plug it in my calculator. I think you're seeing, putting things into calculators, this is kind of a long and arduous process. So there are actually problems where it's going to be just faster just to do it by hand. You look here in the bottom corner, it says 2, 3 is 2. So that's referring back to what we talked about, that the element in the second row, third column is 2. So that's kind of neat because you can go ahead and you can verify 2, 2, 1, or 2, 1, and that kind of thing. Okay, so there's my matrix A. Now if I want to go back to my home, I'll hit second quit. So now I'm just in my little, whatever thing, regular screen. Now if I go back to matrix, second matrix, now A is a 2 by 3, and I can use it. If I just hit enter from here, look, it says A, and I say, oh, thanks. I can say, what is that again? And hit enter, and there's my fancy pants matrix. And it's got some funny little brackets around it. Don't worry about it because there's nothing you can do about it anyway. But look, isn't that neat? It's my matrix. So now you know how to put matrices into your calculator.